the bold and the beautiful. The domino effect, the silence in the hallway was deceiving. Will Spencer stood outside the door of Lee Finnegan's apartment, one hand clenched into a fist, the other hovering above the doorknob. He could feel something on the other side, something more than awkward teenage infatuation, more than a mystery girl and a trail of flirtatious texts. He wasn't just some kid playing detective. He was a Spencer, raised in the shadow of power, trained to smell secrets before they spoke. And right now, behind that apartment door, the air was thick with something volatile. Inside, Luna Nozawa was in the bathroom, palms pressed against the door, breath shallow, heartbeat frantic. She had locked it, but that wouldn't stop the truth from breaking through. Her mind spun through the scenarios. What if he sees her? What if he connects the dots? What if her aunt, her protector, her judge and warden opens that door first? Everything she had tried to suppress, every lie told to Will, every omission, every moment of closeness, it was all one heartbeat away from imploding. Luna wasn't just hiding. She was crumbling. And then came the knock. First, hesitant. Then again, sharper, more determined. Luna, Will's voice. Closer now. I know you're in there. Please, silence. A third knock. Then, from outside the apartment building, a car door slammed fast, footsteps up the stairs, the sound of keys jangling, a voice filled with clipped panic. Lee. Will turned at the exact moment she reached the hallway. She froze when she saw him. He stepped aside slowly, unsure, confused. Dr. Finnegan, what are you doing here? She snapped. No soft pretense, no polite smile. She stepped between him and the door like a shield. Her tone was cold, composed, but her eyes flicked toward the bathroom, a microsecond of dread, and Will saw it. You shouldn't be here. I was looking for Luna, he said. We've been talking, texting. I just wanted to meet her. You need to leave. Now, but inside, Luna was already unraveling. The pressure, the silence, the door between her and the end of everything. She slid down against the tile wall, covered her mouth with her hands, and tried not to sob. She wasn't ready for this moment, but it was here. The door unlocked. Lee had no choice. Will stepped inside. He looked around the small living room. It was tidy but sparse. There was a blanket on the couch, a half-drunk cup of tea on the table. Someone had been here. Luna, he called out again. No response. Then a creak from the bathroom. Will moved. Lee blocked him. She's not here. She is. She doesn't want to see you. Then she should say that herself. The tension snapped. From behind the door, Luna whispered, barely audible. Will he froze. His breath caught. Then the door cracked open. Luna stepped out slowly, eyes red, hair damp from washing away the anxiety. But there was no way to wash away the truth anymore. She looked at Will, then Lee, then back to Will. I'm sorry, she whispered. Will's face was blank. Then came the confusion, the calculation, the hurt. You've been lying to me, Lee cut in quickly. This isn't the time for a dramatic scene. Luna has family matters. Is she even allowed to talk to me? Will asked, louder now. Lee's jaw tightened. This is private. Luna stepped forward, shaking. I didn't mean to lie. I just didn't know how to tell you. What? Will asked. That you're living here. That your aunt controls your phone. That you're not who you said you were. Lee raised her voice. That's enough. But the door was already open, metaphorically and literally. The secret wasn't just between Luna and Will anymore. It was about to spread like wildfire. The chain reaction begins. By the end of the day, news of the confrontation reached the Spencers. Will, humiliated, went straight to Liam. He didn't give details, just enough. Enough to set Liam off. Enough to spark suspicion. A burner phone. A fake name. A mystery girl being hidden by a Finnegan. Liam, already on edge from Hope's uncertainty and Thomas's growing shadow, took the bait. He called his father. Bill Spencer answered on the third ring, his voice sharp. What happened? Liam didn't mince words. We've got a problem. Her name's Luna Nozawa. Within hours, Liam and Bill began their quiet war. Not with guns or lawsuits, with information, background checks, financial records, apartment surveillance. They weren't just going to find out who Luna was, they were going to find out who she was connected to. The results would hit harder than either expected. Meanwhile, at Forrester Creations, the ripple effect was immediate. Brooke and Katie had recently taken an interest in Rana, the new designer whose fresh vision was injecting Forrester with much-needed momentum. But the energy shifted when Rana received a type anonymous but credible that a member of the extended Forrester family was being hidden away due to a potential scandal involving the Spencers. Rana, ambitious and sharp, brought the information to Brooke, framing it as concern. Brooke's reaction was immediate. If this gets out, it'll be a PR nightmare. But what Rana didn't say out loud was this: the story had teeth, and the fashion world lived for drama. Scandal was profitable and dangerous. Thomas, overhearing whispers in the design studio, sensed blood. He had no interest in Luna, but he did have interest in watching Forrester destabilize from the inside. He didn't need to light a fire. It was already smoldering. Hope, seeing tension rise between Liam and the Spencer camp, found herself once again pulled between Thomas's dark allure, Liam's obsession with control, and Carter's increasingly silent disappointment. She saw the storm gathering but couldn't stop it. Deacon and Sheila, trouble in the shadows back at El Giardino. Deacon Sharp was fighting a storm of his own. Sheila had been distracted for weeks, distant, nervous. He assumed it was just paranoia, but then he heard a name he hadn't heard in years. Nozawa. Deacon connected dots Liam couldn't. He remembered a name whispered once by an old associate. Tenuo was protected. Not just hidden, protected, tied to old money, old secrets, and dangerous allegiances. And suddenly Sheila wasn't just distracted. She was anxious. Too anxious. When Deacon confronted her, the gloves came off. "You're lying to me," he said. Sheila didn't deny it. "There are things you don't need to know. You're dragging me into something bigger than us. You're already in it." Their alliance cracked. Not shattered, but not intact either. Trust was broken. And in the world of Sheila Carter, that was a prelude to catastrophe. The collapse of the Forrester image by week's end, the story broke. Not in a tabloid, not through gossip, but through a leaked recording with Spencer speaking with Liam, confirming that Luna was hiding in Lee's apartment, under surveillance, controlled by her aunt, and texting from a burner phone. Within hours, fashion bloggers jumped on the story. Runaway heiress, mysterious Luna Nozawa tied to Forrester, Spencer, and Finnegan family's scandal at Forrester Creations, hidden daughter or manufactured muse. The press storm was relentless. Eric Forrester called an emergency meeting. Ridge exploded. Who is she? Why is her name connected to this company? Lee tried to play damage control, but Thomas was already one step ahead, fueling the fire with subtle jabs, timed rumors, and quiet nudges to the press through unnamed sources. Brooke couldn't hold the narrative. Not this time. Katie tried, but failed. The company stock dipped. Investors panicked. Public opinion turned. And Luna, she stayed silent, holed up again, but not hidden anymore. Everyone knew her name now. The bathroom door she once hid behind had become a symbolic wall only that couldn't protect her anymore. And just beyond it, everything was burning. In the weeks to come, Thomas begins manipulating Luna into aligning with him, framing it as protection, even love, while secretly using her scandal to chip away at Hope's loyalty to Liam. Bill finds out who Luna really isn't. It may connect her to a Forrester bloodline long believed buried. Sheila and Lee come face to Facetwa matriarchs with too many secrets and no intention of backing down. Brooke finds herself once again defending a family name she no longer fully believes in. And Hope may be the one who breaks the cycle, or reignites it. Because in the bold and the beautiful, one secret never stays buried. Not when everyone's digging. Not when everyone has something to lose. The bold and the beautiful, vengeance, secrets, And a return to darkness, chaos brews in every corner of Los Angeles as the bold and the beautiful plunges deeper into emotional warfare, betrayal, and obsession. From Taylor's unraveling fury to Thomas's thirst for revenge, from Liam's dangerous digital deep dive to Luna's explosive secret, the stage is set for a domino effect of scandal. Fans should brace themselves. This isn't a slow burn. This is a series of detonations waiting to go off. Taylor's fury reignites from September 8th to 12th. Rich Forrester's latest decision shatters the fragile hope that Taylor Hayes had clung to. Once again, Rich stands at the center of a maelstrom he helped create. When he announces his intent to reunite with Brooke yet again, Taylor doesn't just flinch, explodes. This isn't just heartbreak. This is fury years in the making. The betrayal is sharp, cruel, and humiliating. Rich's justification that he has the right to love who he wants feels like a slap to the face of everything Taylor had built back with him. Taylor isn't the woman she used to be. Not anymore. Not after Ridge's whiplash engagement. Not after the stabbing incident she barely survived emotionally. She sees the new declaration for what it is, the final nail in the coffin of a fantasy she allowed herself to believe in. This time, she doesn't cry. She seethes. She storms out of Ridge's office, her hands shaking, her breath shallow, and her next move already forming in the back of her mind. She doesn't call Brooke. She calls Thomas. Thomas Forrester. A storm about to break when Thomas hears what Ridge has done to Taylor again, something in him fractures. The resentment he's tried to bury bubbles to the surface. He had watched his mother nearly destroy herself over Ridge. He covered for her in ways no son should have to. And now Ridge has the audacity to once again run back to Brooke, leaving Taylor shattered and embarrassed. Thomas listens to Taylor's voice break on the other end of the call, and something clicks inside him. He's done playing the loyal son. He's done respecting Ridge's choices. Ridge might think this is just about love, but Thomas sees it for what it is, a decades-long obsession that poisons everyone around them. Brooke and Ridge are a virus that infects the entire family. And now, Thomas is ready to eradicate it. He doesn't scream. He doesn't cry. But the silence after Taylor hangs up is dangerous. He opens his sketchbook and tears the pages out, one by one. This isn't a design crisis. This is war. Ridge tries to speak with his son later that day, hoping to ease tensions. He tells Thomas it's not personal, that he simply loves Brooke. Thomas doesn't shout. He just looks Ridge dead in the eyes and says, "Then you've chosen her over Mom. Over me." Again, Ridge warns him not to escalate things. Thomas just walks away. A sinister plan in motion. Thomas doesn't just want to get even. He wants Ridge to implode beyond repair. So he starts watching, listening, waiting for cracks to appear. When Brooke visits the office for a fitting, Thomas is there. When she talks to Katie about their shared concerns for Rana's new project, Thomas is lurking just down the hall. He smiles politely, but behind that smile, he's already thinking for moves ahead. He knows Ridge and Brooke are trying to make things work. But he also knows their pattern. The volatility, the insecurity, the jealousy. It only takes one slip. So Thomas begins crafting the illusion of an affair between Brooke and Carter. All it takes is a few manipulated text messages, a staged photo from a hallway camera, and suddenly the image is there. Carter leaning too close to Brooke. Brooke laughing. The implication is enough. And when Ridge gets the photo in an anonymous envelope, everything detonates. Meanwhile, Liam and the mystery of Luna elsewhere, Liam Spencer is facing his own storm. Will Spencer has been acting strangely secretive, glued to his phone, and increasingly obsessed with a mysterious girl named Luna. When another flirtatious, anonymous message pings on Will's phone, Liam gets concerned. Who is this girl? What's she hiding? Using an old contact in cybersecurity, Liam traces the message to a burner phone and then cross-references the data. The location pings to a small apartment on the edge of downtown LA. Liam doesn't tell Bill. He doesn't tell Hope. Instead, he quietly drives Will to the apartment building, hoping to keep things private. Will, excited and nervous, knocks on the door. No answer. Inside, Luna Nozawa hears the knock. Her heart races. She hides in the bathroom. She wasn't ready for this net now. She wasn't supposed to meet Will yet. Everything was moving too fast. She texts do not come in, but it's too late. Will opens the door, it was unlocked. He walks in. Luna, silence. He steps toward the hallway. The bathroom door is shut. He reaches for the knob. Luna holds her breath. Just before the door opens, a knock comes from the front, this time harder. Argent. Lee Finnegan. Luna gasps. Lee's voice is cold. Luna, I know you're in there. Open the door. Luna's world begins to collapse. Brooke's guilt and a dangerous confession back at Forrester. The fallout from the fake photo is nuclear. Rich storms into Carter's office. Enraged, Brooke denies everything. Carter is stunned. Thomas watches from the shadows as the golden couple crumbles, just as he intended. But even Thomas didn't expect the next part. Brooke breaks down. Not from guilt about Carter, but from a different guilt. She visits Hope, shaken. I think something terrible is about to happen. Thomas, he's not well. She doesn't know about the photo manipulation, but she feels the darkness in him returning. She saw it in his eyes. She begs Hope to keep him from crossing a line. Hope wants to believe in Thomas. She still remembers the man who changed, the one who healed. But she's torn between Thomas, Liam, and Carter. Hope's heart is a battlefield of unfinished love stories. But Thomas is the one who always walks the edge of destruction for love. And this time, he's slipping off that edge again. What's next? The week of September 15th will push every story to its limit. Thomas may not stop at sabotaging Brooke and Ridge. He might go further. Ridge starts putting the pieces together, questioning the photo's origin. If he discovers Thomas's manipulation, it could end more than the Bridge reunion. It could end Thomas's future at Forrester permanently. At the same time, Will finally confronts Luna if Lee doesn't stop the reveal first. What is Luna hiding? And why is Lee so determined to keep her secret locked away? Meanwhile, Brooke may pull away from Ridge yet again, because she doesn't love him, but because she finally sees how toxic their cycle is. And if she walks this time, it might be for good. Hope, caught between Carter's stability, Liam's persistence, and Thomas's dangerous passion, will have to make a choice. But every option comes with damage. Every path risks more heartbreak. And in the shadows, Thomas watches it all, waiting, scheming, and ready to burn everything down if it means finally avenging Taylor and tearing Ridge and Brooke apart forever. Because in the bold and the beautiful, love isn't just messy, it's lethal.